Welcome to Bufu. It's the podcast by us and for you.
It's the podcast where two melanated lesbians in New York City share our perfect opinions.
That's right, I'm Muna.
And I'm Priya.
Let's get into it, buffoons.
I'm so happy to be here with you, Muna. I have so much to tell you.
Please, lay it on me.
For our culture catch-up segment, I wanted to share with you about an eclipse portal workshop I went to yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
Lunar eclipse.
Yes. This week there was a blood moon and a lunar eclipse that same night, which is apparently really, astrologically heavy. I think eclipses are a powerful moment of transformation. And so my friend and brother and spiritual guide and board member of Bufu podcast, Anu Kalawar, is a Vedic astrologer. And he held this eclipse portal workshop yesterday at the Seven Space in Newark, which is an incredible health and wellness and culture and arts center in Newark. I highly recommend checking it out. Run by Alta Gracia and Utak. And Alta is another Bufu board member, so we support our community here.
That's right.
Yes, and the workshop was like his like launch of Contemplate. And I highly recommend for everyone to follow his page on Instagram, Contemplate Wellness, where he shares moon phases, how it impacts every sign, as well as sign up for his Substack, where you can get more weekly in-depth information about the transits in the sky. But the workshop was so cool. It started with one of his friends, Erica, made these two tea blends aligned with what was happening in the sky. So like aligned with like transits in, I think it was like Neptune, and one was for the transits in Neptune and Jupiter, and another was for what the moon was going through. And so it was so like nice to have these like herbal remedies, related to astrology. And he launched into
Right.
like a cosmic weather report, he called it, which is like, here's what's happening in the sky and here's how you can like harness that energy and use that. And then led us through a meditation, like a guided tantric meditation. So we could like use the energy
Mm-hmm.
of the eclipse and like step into the new self that we're transforming into and sort of burn away our old selves and what we're leaving behind and what we're releasing. um it was really powerful, and then we ended it by writing like a group poem together, which was like a really like sweet and like fun experience. So
Aw,
it was lit, it was cute, it was fun to
I
learn
love
all this
that.
like astro information.
Yeah. And Anu, I think his cultural inheritance is very much
Yes.
like the Vedic tradition. So I
Yes.
think for those of you who aren't necessarily familiar, there's multiple like interpretations of astrology. It's very old. So there's Vedic astrology, which is the OG astrology from the subcontinent, and then there is tropical astrology, which I don't know why it's called that. It's Western astrology, really. But yeah, Anu does a lot of really solid, like, ancestral work as well. He's someone that I always look to um, for grounding. And I'm sad I wasn't able to make it out, but I'm really happy that you all were able to harness the power of the moon and the universe in setting your intentions and in allowing you to step into your full selves. We are like Gabby Windy said that we are 75% water, which means why wouldn't we be controlled by the stars? Like
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
moon controls the tides.
Mhm.
So
And
just a
it's
thought.
Vedic astrology is it's interesting, it's new to me. I mean, I it is what my
Same.
parents are more informed of, but I feel like when I've personally sought out astrology information, it's Western astrology that's more available to me. But Anu explained to me that like
Yeah, same.
essentially all astrology except for Western astrology um, includes something about like the tilt of the Earth's axis. Um, and Western astrology
Mm,
also used to include that, but stopped around the 1500s. And so it's the only one that doesn't.
interesting.
And Anu told me like he thinks that that is partially why the West is so fucked up. Like they're working off some bad
Mhm.
information compared to literally like every culture around the world. So something to keep in mind,
Isn't
folks.
that around the time that, I feel like that's around the time that the West discovered gravity and
Oh my god.
right? Didn't someone drop a ball out of a window, like an old Italian guy, and they discovered the gravitational constant?
Or
Galileo or
okay,
something?
I want to say an apple fell on Isaac Newton's head, but maybe that's also a metaphor for what he was doing to discover gravity.
Oh,
But
no, that's definitely gravity. What am I
yeah,
thinking of then? I'm thinking of things accelerate at the same rate no matter where they're dropped from.
okay,
So, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
it's good info though.
it makes sense. It's like the age of the enlightenment, it's like the age of
Mm,
science and reason and
mm,
da 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 da. So,
yeah,
leaving ancestral knowledge behind, which is
yeah,
not the best. I mean,
yeah,
why we're fucked up in the game right now, as you said.
exactly. Like we said in our last episode, tap into your ancestors. They got all the info for us.
Period. Well, I'm
And
glad that you all linked.
yeah, it was fun. And there will be another one, another workshop by Anu, astrology, Vedic astrology workshop, April 5th. So buffoons, Muna, mark your calendars, check it out. I think it will also be at the Seven Space.
April 5th.
Yes,
Yeah,
that'll be a good one. I'll
amazing.
be at Miami Pride, unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately for you guys, not for me, because I will be lit at Miami Pride. Um, but enjoy. It'll
Wait,
be a good
I'm
time.
jealous. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. One of my
Are you gonna
besties.
go see Momo?
Yeah, he lives down there. I mean, that's where we're going. Like, we don't I wouldn't be going to Miami Pride if I didn't have a bestie living there, I think. I don't know that I would have ever visited Miami if I didn't have a bestie living there because it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Culturally, I love the beach,
It's
listen.
it's a wild place.
Yeah.
It's a very wild place. I don't think that I've only been there, like I think I've been there twice, but every time I'm there, I'm just like the Mr. Krabs meme.
I know.
It's
Ugh.
just
Yeah. Wait.
what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a little too late, and I just feel like the sun just kinda, like, fries everybody's brains a little bit,
Yeah.
and then there's all the, like, ancient ancestral energy because 'cause I'm like, this is clearly where people, like, landed in America,
Mm.
isn't that where they pulled up to Florida first, right? The Spanish, so, yeah, I don't know, it just kinda has cursed energy to me, it's always felt that way. Not a
Yeah,
fan of South Beach, but Pride, though.
I know. It's
Pride,
pride.
though.
Yeah.
You ever been to Wilton Manors?
No, what is that?
It's kind of like it's like a P town, but, like, in Florida.
Oh, really?
Like,
Wait.
it's, like, suburban Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, it's really silly, but
Like a
I
little
like
lesbian
it.
town?
You should check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's gay and lesbian, more so gay, I would
Okay.
say, but it is just, like, a nice reprieve from that area. It's, like, the only area, like, outside of Miami that I feel like is, like, extremely gay.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I know, it'll be fun. Just lay up on the beach. Shout out to the gay places in Florida. We're thinking of y'all and sending y'all love and power.
God's strongest soldiers, for
Yeah,
real. Um, shouldn't have to be, but
I know.
we salute.
We salute you. Muna and I are
Mhm.
in an Artist Way book club together with Tribble, facilitated by Alta, as we mentioned in our last podcast episode. And I wanted to ask you, Muna, how's it been going for you?
The artist way. It's been, like, the single most positive influence in my life, like,
Oh,
now. I feel like I've
wow.
just been going through a lot,
Yeah,
the state of the world, just, going through it, seasonal affective disorder, you name it.
yeah,
And it's just felt like it's almost like church. We have our
yes.
book club every Sunday, and it just feels incredibly grounding it's called Freedom Readers, right? And it's
Hmm.
incredibly grounding just to like freedom dream with
Hmm.
uh my community, my friends, my loved ones. Um and so, the book is like you kinda take what works for you and resonates with you, and then you leave what doesn't behind, and so in that sense, I think it's, like, a really good resource,
Mhm.
and it's just, like, helped me be a lot less precious about my creativity. I've never been precious about, like, organizing or community work, but
Mm.
somehow I'm really precious about, like, my art and my art
Mm.
practice.
That's
Yeah,
fair. It's
so
so
it's
personal.
just been enriching and grounding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
Altagracia is like a literal ray of sunshine,
Yep.
okay? You can't be sad when she's around. It's just like it's incredible. You can, but it's hard,
Yeah.
you know? So, that's my girl. I love my book club.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my relationships going,
Mhm.
the people that I've met in book club, like, some people that I know in passing, like Naji, but yeah, I don't know. I really love it. What about
Oh,
you?
I'm so happy to hear that, like, I feel like there's so many social things that I'm, like, dragging you to. I'm like, "Muna, come out," like, "Let's go to this thing, let's go to that thing." So I love, like, a virtual book club. Low stakes, we could do it, I'm happy to see you there every
The
time.
lowest and on, like, a Sunday morning at
Yeah.
noon
Yeah,
or
perfect.
Sunday afternoon, you roll, like, out of bed and to your computer, and I don't know, that's so nice.
It is nice. And I really love doing the morning pages. It's just
Yeah.
like a daily practice of like morning journaling. But I feel like the way I used to journal was I would just journal when I
Mhm.
was upset or like trying to process something. And so it's nice to have this like daily process where I can just like word vomit onto a page and then I'm like, oh, that's why I was fucked up about this. Like I'm really like working through a lot of stuff, realizing a lot of stuff, letting go of a lot of stuff in these morning pages. And it's interesting because it seems so daunting, like, "Oh my god, I have to do this every day," but then you get, like, addicted to it, and you're like, "I need to do my morning pages, like, if I don't do it, like, I'm gonna lose it," you know? It's such a, like, release.
Yeah, it's almost like working out in that way, but, like, it's, like, so lazy. It's
Mhm.
you only have to write 3 pages longhand, and to me, it's
Yeah.
like, would you rather that or go to the gym? And I'm gonna be like, "Give me the pages every time," you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So, in that sense, it's almost like maintenance, like, you
Mhm.
maintain your body in the gym,
Yes.
but I feel like it's maintenance. It's like for me, I have so much like swirling around in my brain at any moment, and it's
Yeah.
like she just kind of put a tap in it, and it's like
Yeah.
it's all kind of draining out.
Drain it out.
And I just feel so much. You feel so much more balanced
Yeah.
on the whole. So
It's powerful. The artist dates have been really powerful for me too. Yeah. How tell me about some
yeah,
artist
tell me
dates.
about your artist dates.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you first.
Thanks.
I, I've gone on a couple, book talks for my artist dates. Um, One I went to was the one I was telling you about, Spirits Come From Water, by Ehime Ora, who is a Ife priestess, high priestess,
Mhm.
which is, West African spirituality. Um, and that was at the Free Black Women's Library in Bed-Stuy, which is also an incredible place that people should check out. Yeah, and it's nice to have like a artist date because it's like I have to go do something by myself, like, and
Yes.
I'm always so
Yes.
happy when I do. It's so easy to bail on things. Like I was like, actually, for a second, I was like, let me stay home and like smoke weed instead. But I was like, no, I told myself I would go, and I'm so glad I did. It was such a powerful experience. This week, I went on another book talk around the corner to the Non-Binarian, which is a queer and trans owned worker co-op volunteer run bookshop where they only have like books by queer and trans authors. It's amazing. In Crown Heights, come check it out. But yeah, I'm so grateful to like have this thing in my routine to like force myself to go be creative, like get injected with some creativity and be around like-minded folks.
So I'm actually just finding out about this. You just told me today. I didn't know. I mean, I knew about it, but I thought it was a commercial enterprise. Like, I didn't realize it was like volunteer run, like a co-op.
The
Not that co-op
non-binarian.
isn't a commercial enterprise, but you know what I mean. I thought it was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, a straight up business.
Mm.
But it's so cool that it's like kind of the blue stockings model of
Yeah.
like worker co-op. I didn't know also that everything in it was like queer and trans
I
authors,
know. It's
which
so
I'm like,
beautiful.
dang, like that's rare. Like that, I don't know
Yeah,
anything like that really. So
exactly. I think they might be the only
yeah, I
one.
gotta check that out.
Yeah, maybe I definitely the only one in New York, maybe even something like nationally. I'm not sure. Let me not spread rumors, but it's unique for sure and I encourage all our buffoons to support. What about you?
Yes,
Tell me
absolutely.
about an artist date that you've been on.
My artist dates. I also went to a bookstore and um I took myself there on like a performative reading date. I was like, let me go read in public, you know?
Be a little reader.
Right. Like, but I met two different people there who were both reading the book Sula by
Oh
Toni
my god.
Morrison, and
Wow.
both black women. Yeah, and I was just like, that's so funny. We had a whole conversation about it. And I'm trying to remember what the bookstore was called. Some the friend was in the title. It's on Tompkins.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like my friend, my best friend, my daughter's friend, something like that.
Okay.
We'll put it in the show notes after.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, it just was so like nice to strike up a conversation with strangers, and I don't typically do that unless it's like online or
Mm.
mediated through some sort of there has to be a barrier between me and you. I'm just like
Mm. Mhm.
couple wet wipes, in case a bum try to touch me. No, I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
exactly.
Um, no, but it was nice being around actual people and chatting to them, and I don't know, like, I feel like we actually have a lot in common with, like, certain people in Brooklyn, and I
Yeah.
just would like to, make new connections. I would like to meet more Black queer women, you
Yes.
know, more readers of Toni Morrison even.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was like, this place is walking distance from, like the non-binarian is close to you. This place is
Yes.
very close to me. Um, so yeah, I it was really fun to explore the neighborhood and to meet some of my neighbors, actually.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's great. It's funny because I know
Yeah.
you don't like to talk to strangers like that, but you are an incredible organizer, and that is an organizing tool, like to just go up to someone and be like, "What
Absolutely.
up?"
I love to talk to strangers when there's like a purpose behind it.
A mission.
But
Yeah.
it's hard, you know what I mean? If I'm like,
Yeah.
"I gotta talk to this person because I have a goal, and, like, I need what this X, Y, and Z out of them." That's so
Yeah.
different to me than just, like, striking up a conversation like, "Hey, how are you, let stranger," you know?
Mm. Interesting.
Étranger, stranger.
Well, how about the goal just should be
Yeah,
building community? Like we know that
I
community will save
know,
us.
I know. That's literally what you have to do now, like, you
Yeah, we
have
got
to
to talk
go
to our neighbors.
outside. Guys, we are outside this summer. We
We are.
gotta be outside.
Mhm.
Um, like, what is Pride even gonna be this year?
Maybe it'll be a protest again,
I feel like there's
like the good
we
old
oh,
days.
ah,
I might just throw a brick. Fuck around and
throw me, I'm the brick.
punch out. Wait, that's kind of a cute Halloween costume. I'm the brick that was thrown at
Oh my god,
Stonewall.
I'm dead. That would be a really good Halloween
Yeah.
costume.
There you go, buffoons. You're welcome for that one.
Free idea. Free
Mhm.
idea, buffoons. What else did we wanna chat about?
I wanna chat with you about what you've been reading or watching. Anything fun?
Speaking of bricks thrown at
Speak
Pride,
wait, that was a
um
segue. Not the dab.
Um, I love a segue. I love a
Yes.
segue. So I'm reading a book called Marsha: The Joy and Defiance of Marsha P. Johnson. It's a biography of Marsha P. Johnson. chock full of like never before sort of revealed information. It's like a really thorough biography of who she was at the time, and a lot of her legacy that is sort of like hidden in plain sight, but maybe
Mm,
you didn't realize.
mm.
For example, she was on an Earth, Wind, and Fire album cover, and I didn't know that.
What?
And there's just, like, all these little yeah, I know, there's so much that she did that we don't
Wow.
even know about, like, she was an artist, an entertainer, a woman of the community, you see. She was gamous, like, she literally invented being gamous,
Gamers.
okay? So, and the book is written by Tourmaline, who is, I can confidently say, the foremost expert on Marsha P. Johnson
There we
in
go.
the world. Um, and she's been doing this sort of archival work for a long time. And a huge part of her practice is sort of digging through the archive for whatever scant evidence of our ancestors is there and available for us, and sort of pulling it out of obscurity and making sure we have access to that
Mm,
information. Um, it's a really solid book. It isn't
that's
out
awesome.
yet.
Oh, shit.
I have an advanced copy. But it is out, I wanna say May 25th.
Amazing.
So look out for that.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I've also been obsessed with a TV show called The Pit.
Okay.
Um, It's so good and so gory. It's set in a hospital in
Okay.
Pittsburgh, and it's set in, like, the emergency room, emergency medicine section of this
Oh,
hospital, and it's kind of like early Grey's. It's, like, just very sexy, like, people under
ooh.
pressure drama, but the leads are just so charismatic, and my favorite is Bryan Cranston's daughter, who looks exactly like him.
Oh, wait, she's an actress
Um,
too?
God yes, God said copy paste. Now this is her first big thing, but
Okay.
once you notice that they have the same face, you can't unsee it.
That's so cute.
She's definitely a fan favorite, like, it's so cute. There's so many fan edits of her, like, this is her big she's, like, popping out onto the scene, so I love it. The lead is really sexy. His name is Dr. Robbie, and he just has a really, like, low voice, and he's just gotten lots of, like, tasteful work done, and he has this, like, nice, like, rugged masculinity to him, and he's just, like, like, running the ER like a Navy ship captain, and it's just, like, all these people are so intense, and they just, like,
Mm,
all thrive in this environment
mm.
for whatever reason, and it's kind of like exploring their different personalities and all the
Okay.
different dramas that come out of that. So,
Did you say
highly recommend.
he had a lot of work done?
He had tasteful work done,
Oh,
not a
okay.
ton of work, but, like,
Oh,
it was
okay.
just super tasteful.
Mm,
He just looks great for his age,
okay.
and, ever his name is, I think, Doctor Rabinowitz or something like that, but everyone calls him Doctor Robbie.
Okay.
Um, I was just like, "That's so interesting." It's just, like, Jewish coded masculinity. But it's
Okay.
good. I like it.
Is
I'm
is it
hooked to it.
a drama? How would you categorize it?
It is, yeah, it's very much a drama. It is a drama, I would say. It's a drama with, like, comedic elements, which is the best kind.
Yeah.
And Mel, who, that's the character that Bryan Cranston's daughter, plays, is
Okay.
very much like the comic relief.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's very bloody, and I love the practical effects. There's just, like, blood and piss, and it's very, like,
What?
ER, bleh, but I don't know, I like that kinda shit.
Piss?
Blood and piss, yeah, oh my god, people get piss on in the hospital, and I never even thought about that. Like, I
Ew.
never thought about it. I know, I know. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you for
I
sharing.
highly recommend. It's chock full of high drama, you know?
Okay. Where are you
So,
watching it?
I illegally stream everything, but I do believe this is on HBO Max.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't
Nice.
stream this one illegally. It is on Max. I
It
lied.
is.
Um,
Okay. That sounds good.
yeah.
I'm reading a book by Edgar Gomez, his first book. Um, and I met him at my partner and I throw a pride picnic in the park every year. And last year a friend of ours brought him we had a mutual friend, and he was telling us about this memoir last year, and we were like, oh, that's so cool. And then we saw it at the non-binarian, and I was like, we have to get it. And
Mhm.
so I've been reading it. It's so good. It's called High Risk Homosexual. That's his memoir that came out, I think, last year. He and it got a Lambda Literary Award. It's so good. It's so funny. It's a story about him growing up as a gay boy in Orlando, um, and also reflecting on the Pulse massacre. That was like a gay bar he grew up going to. Um, it's really beautiful. I think you'd really like it. It's like really beautifully written, also hilarious, really relatable to me. Um, and he has another book out right now called Alligator Tears. And it's like a memoir in essays.
Mhm.
And I saw him speak about that at the non-binarian. That was my artist date this week, was listening to him talk about it. And it was nice to like reconnect with him. Yeah, buffoons, if you're looking for some books to read, I recommend Edgar Gomez's High Risk Homosexual and Alligator Tears.
Nice. Yeah, we got you on the gay book club recommendations.
Yeah. I've also been watching Wheel of Time. Have you heard of this?
Wheel of Time? You mean like
Yeah.
A Song of Ice and Fire? Yeah,
No.
George R.R. Martin?
No.
Oh, okay. No, then
It's
I haven't heard of it.
it's also high fantasy, but I've been describing it as like feminist high fantasy. Um, it's a show. It's
Oh.
based off a book series um that I think came out in the early 2000s. I have some friends that read it then, and I'm interested. I think I might go and pick it up now. Um, but yeah, it's so good. It's about like powerful witches. It's a very diverse cast. And my witchiest friend, we were talking about like sort of how our understanding of like spirit and magic is, and I was like, this reminds me a lot of the Wheel of Time. And she was like, to me, actually, she was like, I love that show, and I feel like that show is the most accurate depiction of my understanding of magic that exists in fiction right now. And
Mm,
I was like, damn.
wait, I'm just looking at this now and
It's so good. I like binged the first
it
season. I'm
was
on the second
apparently a
one.
huge influence. It was a huge influence on George R.R. Martin.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense. And it's so much better.
That's why I'm associating it with him.
Yeah, they're both high fantasy, so that makes sense. But it's honestly so much better. It's so much more diverse. Like,
Is this written by Robert Jordan?
yeah, I
Sorry.
think there might have been two authors eventually or something, but I mean, I like it so much more. I've read all those George R. R. Martin books. Okay, I was reading that standing up on the bus, like inhaling those books, and I like them, but they're so fucking white. Like, why it's
Yeah.
like centered around like a European fantasy. And then there are like a couple places where there are like, non-white cultures, but they're all like really exoticized and like stereotyped, like sexualized, in all those ways
I
that white
always
people
hated
do.
that about I always hated that about, The Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god. Don't get me started on these. And that's what it sucks, because that's what turns me off of high fantasy, even though I
Yeah,
love like all of this rich world building and like, creative creatures
yeah.
and etc. But it's like, why do they all you can imagine all these animals and you can only imagine white people, like, get creative.
You imagined a dragon and you couldn't imagine a nigga?
Exactly. That wasn't a slave. Oh my god.
I always hated the Arab coded people from the South in The Lord of the Rings who side with
Mm.
Sauron. Why?
And also there were like two women
Disgusting.
in that whole series.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Name
I'm
all the
like,
women.
how are they even reproducing?
Yes,
They were just nutting
exactly.
in butt.
Exactly.
That was
And
so
so
vulgar of me.
our buffoons are used to that. Don't
I didn't
worry.
just say that. Nuttin' in butts.
That's gonna
Anyway.
be the name of the episode, bitch. Like,
Nuttin' in butt.
but not in Wheel of Time. Actually, there are gay people in Wheel of Time, so I think there are. I think there probably is some nutting in butts, and it's gay. Another thing,
I
and it's
mean,
gay.
nothing wrong with that.
No, we
It
support.
is. Wheel of Time.
Yeah, it's got some gay storyline. It's fun.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
You know, that tracks for me so well that you read A Song of Ice and Fire standing up on the train.
I did.
I'm gagged.
I was. I was like one hand on the rail, one hand on. I couldn't. I was. I really inhaled those
Yeah,
books.
no, I was like locked. Me too. I was locked up in my room. I didn't have shit to do. I was reading
Yeah.
that.
Well, we should read the Wheel of Time together. That would be fun.
I would love to. I would
Yeah.
love to.
Okay.
Our next book club is just
Mhm.
reading The Wheel of Time.
That'll last us a while, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of gay people, I also am watching Traders, and
Gaggy!
Gabby's doing it for
Gaggy
all of us.
Wendy.
I love her.
Ew!
She's iconic.
She's my favorite lesbian of the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was gonna say Dyke of the Week.
Dyke of the week, honey.
Mhm.
Um, she's just so uncensored. It really
Yeah,
is just so refreshing.
yeah,
Like
it is.
she's fully comfortable just being her,
Mhm.
you know? So
I heard she was
refreshing.
half Mexican too. So
Yeah, she's
shout
not
out to that.
totally white. Um, yeah, good for her.
I know.
Love to see it. She's with Robbie now. I mean, Robbie's like they're married now. Sorry, not with
Yeah,
each other. They're
congrats
married
to
now.
them. So
And
beautiful.
right? And their wedding photo shoot. Her wedding photos in particular were
Mhm.
just
Mhm. She's gorgeous. I'm happy for
yeah,
her.
she's somehow a lesbian cigarette mom. Like that's her vibe. That's like the exact vibe that she hits. Or the McTall sisters. Like she's as unhinged as me. Like love. Like a role model on the same mood stabilizer as me. Are you kidding me?
There you go. The representation we need.
That's what the youth need to see. Like you can be mega famous and actually just be unhinged. Like it's
Yeah.
okay. Be
Yes.
you. Be you,
And
lesbians.
I
It's
feel like
okay.
she's lived such a crazy life. She was a ICU nurse and then a professional cheerleader and then on The Bachelor and now a
Bachelor.
lesbian, professional lesbian.
I just feel like there's nothing she couldn't do.
Yeah,
Like she could do anything and try and be pretty good at it. I feel like she's one of those people.
I think so too.
Obviously not easily intimidated,
Mm-mm.
which I love in a woman,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all aboard the gaggy train. Like more,
Same.
please. More,
Same.
please.
I would love to play. We haven't played Bufu or Boo Boo in a while,
Oh yeah, in
and
a
I think
while. That's right.
it'd be really fun to play Bufu or Boo Boo mayoral New York City mayoral candidate edition because we got a long list
Let's do it.
of maniacs
Me
running for
too.
office here. Okay, well, we'll start with the incumbent
I'm looking at the
himself.
list now and I'm already pissed off.
I know, I'm sorry. But we could start, enemy of the pod, Eric Adams. Obviously pretty boo-boo. And
Eric Adams.
especially with Trump in
Straight boo.
office, he's just in his pocket. Now is not the time
Well, I
for
mean, he
that.
got pardoned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you're so corrupt.
I mean,
You need to be in cahoots with whoever
they're
can
buddy buddy.
free your ass. So that's embarrassing. and terrible
Yeah, they're all
for the
covering for
city.
each other.
Yeah. Cuz like I know so much, insane shit is happening under this current presidential administration. I take a lot of comfort in the fact that New York has a lot of protections, you know, for this reason.
Mhm,
And to be led by
mhm.
someone who's literally in the pockets of our racist Nazi dictator is bad news. So Boo Boo, obviously, don't even rank him. Don't rank him. Leave him off your
Do
rank.
not rank Adams.
Okay. I feel like we don't got to tell our buffoons that, but
I will mention briefly that he commented on. So there's been like a big show out in terms of protests against Trump and Trump's policies and that. And, he's facing the protesters, he's addressing them, and he says something along the lines of, wow, I'm really surprised you all turned out for this issue. Not a lot of you turned out for me.
I'm sorry.
It's because we hate you, Eric. We can't stand you, bro.
Read the room.
And I feel like he's fundamentally deluded about that. Like, what the hell?
It is
You
Delulu.
could
It
boo
is
that nigga from sun up to sundown.
and have
And have. And do.
and do.
And
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that man is trash.
But yeah. Boo.
Next up, another trash man, Cuomo. I mean, do we even have to say it? It's crazy he's even running. I do hear that he is in the lead in some races, but that was maybe in February,
Yes.
unfortunately.
He has the name recognition,
Yeah.
which is really all he has going for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And also his like downfall was like a bunch of women accused him of sexual assault. People don't really care about that, unfortunately.
Scores of women. Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty
Well,
of
that
men are
it's
like,
terrifying. Well, another candidate on the list, Scott Stringer, was he not also accused of misconduct?
he was. Yeah.
And so with I mean,
Yeah.
the president is a rapist. So
A predator. I know.
allegedly, 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 sprinkle some allegedlys on there.
I ain't saying allegedly like that. I only say allegedly in terms of my clients, but that
I
man
love
needs to
that for
be in
you.
jail. Yes, thank you.
It's like
Okay.
a reflex from Jesus and Marrow. They would
Yeah.
say the wildest shit slandering people and then just
And
be
then
like, allegedly.
yeah, the thing with Scott Stringer, I heard, I don't know, I want to believe all women. I also heard that the woman who accused him was like working for Fox News or something. I don't know if did you hear that?
Oh shit, really?
I don't know. I kind of remember something like that. But still accused. He's the comptroller,
Mhm.
so he knows money. And he's a liberal.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you think? Should people rank him?
Um I
No.
don't
I want to say
mm,
no.
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think no.
I'm
Don't you?
reading a primer in City and State New York of the candidates, and I saw that he's
Uh-huh.
running on planning to beef up the NYPD, which is not what we need. How can you beef it up more than it already is beefed? If it's not solving crime, think of a different way. Anyway, so that's boo boo
We're
to
at
me.
maximum beef.
Yes, we're beefed out.
We're beefed up and beefed out.
I would even be like a single vote issue voter on if the NYPD, like if
All the
you have
cops?
plans, yeah. If you want to beef up the
Me
NYPD
too.
in New York, no, bro, I'm not ranking you. Okay, so that's Boo Boo. Scott Stringer Boo Boo.
That's boo boo.
Who
Who's
else do we
next?
have?
There's a
Brad
couple more
Lander.
people that are okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Brad
don't know
Lander's
about Brad
okay.
Landry. I feel like
He's
he's
he's the
okay, right?
comptroller too, so that's like finance. Wait, was Scott Stringer used to be comptroller? All right, they both have a background in finance.
Yeah.
Comptroller is like just the finance person of the city. Um, he's pretty
Yeah. He
progressive.
did
Like,
until he was let go.
okay, gotcha. So then Brad Lander is the comptroller. He's pretty progressive. Looks like the United Auto Workers endorsed him. Jumaane Williams, the current public advocate who we like, also endorsed him. That's cool. I would say, okay, so they say he's running on. He wants to get homeless people with mental health issues into stable housing. Okay, shout out to that. Restore funding to early childhood education. Yes. And carry out
Period.
capital projects management and other reforms he's called for as comptroller. Okay, I don't know too much about that.
Mhm.
It sounds a little boring, but the other two sound good to me. I would think I would rank Brad Lander.
You would.
I think I would rank him. It seems like his issues are good. Maybe not high, but I think I would rank him.
I don't think I would rank him high either.
Yeah.
So don't rank Adams, don't rank Cuomo. Maybe rank Brad Lander if it feels good to you.
Yeah.
Adrian
Don't.
Adams, who you
Yeah.
said was the Speaker of the New York City Council.
Yeah. And I've liked her so far. I see Letitia James, who I love, and Jumaane Williams. Letitia James is the state attorney, um, who is great, and public advocate Jumaane Williams have both expressed support for Adrian. I think she's kind of a moderate Democrat, but she's been giving Eric Adams hell, like the city
Mhm.
council has tried to push back on a lot of his executive decisions. Oh, she's from Southeast Queens. Okay, like me. Represent. I also is
Shout
she gay?
out.
I'm like convinced I heard that she was gay, but now I can't find anything about that. So maybe not.
Maybe not. She looks
Okay.
gay.
Right. It's giving gay. I don't know.
Mm.
She doesn't seem
Oh, so she's a late entry.
I mean, shit moves so fast in New York. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I would trust her enough to rank her. I haven't seen like any crazy corruption story or fucked up story personally about her. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, and anyone who was willing to clash with Eric Adams, I feel like that's a win in my book. Okay, we'll see. I feel like I would rank. I feel like I would rank Adrian Adams.
Mhm. I would too, if I
Yeah.
could vote.
Next up, Jessica Ramos.
Jessica Ramos.
Yes.
Ramos?
I think Ramos.
She's dope.
She is. She's a
She's
state
dope.
senator representing Queens. And she's a genuine progressive, pro labor progressive. I was really
Mhm.
happy to see that she was running. I definitely would rank her pretty high.
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel like she doesn't have as much name recognition as a lot of the other folks. Like I know her and my people know her because we're like tapped into local progressives in New York like that. But she's great. She's from
She's
Jackson
also a
Heights.
Queens person. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out Jackson Heights, so she's like deeply entrenched in supporting the immigrant community. Um, she's running on improving childcare access, bolstering affordable housing supply, and integrating mental health care citywide. I love that.
Hell yeah. It's exactly what we need.
Yeah. And
I'm
apparently
all
she's
about her. I think
yeah. Go ahead.
I would rank her up there
Pretty high
for
up.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's top 3 for me.
Yes, same. I would rank her high. She's done a lot. She's apparently a very um aggressive legislator. She's gotten a bunch of protections passed for vulnerable communities. And we love that. And she's very pro labor.
She sponsored the bill to decriminalize sex work as well
There
in
we go.
2023, the one that didn't pass.
Mm,
And she's just like an old school like labor person.
hmm
She was the communications director for an advocacy organization for construction, building, and maintenance workers. That's
mm. That's
like
deep.
what's up.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Okay. So Bufu, Jessica
Zelnor
Ramos.
Myri.
Zelnor
Yes,
Myri.
definitely rank her. Yeah, next we've got Zelnor Myri, who is an OG Brooklyn dude.
hmm Another
Is
state
he? I believe
senator.
he's West. Yes.
Might be. He is progressive, but apparently pro real estate Democrat, which to me is very not progressive. Like, that's one of the biggest issues, that our community is dealing with.
That is the issue, especially being from Prospect Leopards, like, Flatbush area, which is where he
Yeah.
hails from. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Um,
trust that. I feel like you're going to sell out your community to real estate
I wouldn't
developers.
trust that either, and I think he definitely is an activist on certain issues. He definitely, like, shows up sometimes,
Mm,
on the streets. He was decent after George Floyd, but
mm,
again, that doesn't track for me. It's more of a surface politic, you know?
mm.
I need you to also be for affordable housing, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So, not in name, like, actually.
Yeah.
So,
S- Would you
and
say
then
Bufu or
speaking of
Boo Boo?
housing, we come to Boo Boo
Boo
to
Boo.
me.
We not ranking Myri.
So Adams
Sorry.
Boo Boo, Cuomo Boo Boo, Lander neutral or Bufu, Adrian Adams Bufu, Jessica Ramos Bufu, Zelnor Myri Boo Boo.
Boo Boo. Okay.
Okay. Scott Stringer also Boo Boo.
Yeah,
So
Boo Boo.
that leaves us with my man, Zoran Mamdani,
The one and only.
who I'm
Yes.
very excited about. So he has a really interesting campaign, tons of visibility. He went viral recently, actually, for confronting Tom Homans, the Trump's border czar, when he came to Albany for a visit recently. And that moment of him, he was sort of being held off by security, and he was trying to shout across the room at him. And so that felt really good, actually, because he
Yeah.
was quite, I don't want to say aggressive, but
He was
yeah,
angry.
he really held the line there.
He was yelling in
He was
your face.
angry. He was
Mhm.
angry. Yeah, yeah, and so for good reason.
Yes.
I'm sure all New Yorkers know and have been following the story of Mahmoud Khalil, who was a Columbia student who was scooped up by ICE. And, I really love that someone is talking about it, because I don't believe Cuomo's addressed it. I don't think Eric Adams has addressed it. Like, it's just not even, on their radar. And so we have Zoran is the son of Mira Nair, which that's a very privileged upbringing. They've been calling him, his opposition has been calling him Zoran Mom's Money.
And I mean, it's interesting because, like, yeah, she's like a famous and talented director, but she's not like a Scorsese. Like, I don't know
No, she's
their,
not.
finances. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair to address someone's
I think
privilege,
it's sort of a
obviously.
baseless critique. I think
Yeah.
it's sort of a baseless critique. I think that his platform is what's important, and
Yeah.
he's running on a rent freeze. Okay. Do you know what we need in New York? We need a rent freeze. The rent is too damn high. Okay. City run grocery stores.
Yes. And I think he's the only like
Yes.
loud and proud pro-Palestine candidate. He drafted pro-Palestinian legislation in the state legislature. He's a current assembly member from Queens. And no one else is doing stuff like that. No one else is really talking about that, even though that's an issue
Mhm.
we all care about and want someone to address. It's like, yeah, he's
Mhm.
angry. He should be angry. We're all angry.
We all are. Yeah. I think he really speaks for New Yorkers in a way that I haven't seen a candidate do, and I also think his digital game is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
And that's everything, particularly to young voters. And I know for a fact, like, it was all over my timeline, the Homans thing, and people were like, "Let me go out and canvas for this guy." Like, "Oh my god, is someone actually about it?" Like,
Yeah.
okay, like, and
Yeah.
that's really what it is turnout.
Yeah.
And the turnout for these things, especially the primaries, it's fucking pathetic. And that's how they
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. That's where the whole election is.
it's going to go blue no matter what. The whole
Yeah.
election is just the primary.
Yeah.
So buffoons, if you can vote, turn out, rank him number one. Do not, under any circumstances, rank Adams or Cuomo. Everyone
Yes.
else, that's your choice, I guess. But
And get out in these streets and canvas if you can.
and if you like free things like free buses and city run grocery stores that are subsidized, okay?
Doesn't that sound good?
Can you afford your eggs? Do you need to take out a small loan to buy olive oil?
Yeah.
Sounds great to me.
Sign me up.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I love it, and I've long been skeptical of DSA, but the Democratic Socialists are putting their entire weight behind this candidate, and
Yeah.
I don't think I have felt excited about any like local politics thing. Besides, well, no, when Cynthia ran, I was fucking gung ho about Cynthia too, but
Yeah.
this is the closest that I felt to that, and I'm really happy. Like, please, please get out there and vote.
And get out there and
And I hope
canvas.
that you,
Get in these
yeah, get out
streets
there and
and
canvas.
knock on your neighbor's door. Like,
Yeah,
go with a buddy.
and
That's
if you, yeah, if you know someone who doesn't really vote, who isn't tapped into these things, like, yes, we're past the like money deadline, but you can still fundraise. You
mhm.
can still go door to door and canvas. Like, just you know, like
Do what you
anyway,
can.
that's my rant.
Yeah.
Do what you can.
How would you rank
Yeah,
them
but
and when you're voting? How would you rank the candidates? Definitely Zoran number 1. And then I think I would
Zara
do
number one,
Jessica Ramos number 2.
probably Jessica.
Yeah.
Me too, and then probably Adrian
I
number
think so too.
three.
And then Brad
Um,
Lander.
and then Brad Lander, and then Zellner. Myri, and I would not
Would you
rank the
rank Zellner?
rest.
You would rank him?
Oh, actually, he doesn't have much name recognition at all.
Mm.
Like no one
Yeah.
no one knows who that is, right?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I mean,
Maybe
he
I
is
would
also
rank him. I don't think I
he's
would.
yeah, he being a state senator from Brooklyn, I think he has some recognition, not a lot compared to some of the others.
Mhm.
Um yeah, but I
Mhm.
feel like the real estate thing is really that's another issue for me. I don't think I could look past.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's real. That's real. I'm not familiar with that, but I should educate myself on just how bad he is on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, maybe or don't rank Myri, depending on where you fall. But yeah, definitely for sure I would rank those three.
Buffoons, if you have any information that we missed, let us know. We're always happy to share. Email us about this or literally anything. We will read any email on
Period.
this air. We said nuts to butts like nuttin and butts like 4 times in this episode alone. So email us. Our email is bufupod, bufupod at gmail.com. Any information about any mayoral candidate that you like or any question that you want some advice on or literally whatever, email us.
Mhm.
We love to hear from you.
Mhm. And that's our episode, buffoons. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple. And you can check us out on YouTube, where we post full episodes under @Bufu Podcast. So leave a review. It helps us grow our audience and helps us find you guys, buffoons.
Follow us on social media. We are at BufuPod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you like this podcast and you have some friends that like podcasts, share it with them. Podcast people love to find new podcasts, and that's how we love to spread the good word to our new buffoons. See you next time.